Hey guys, how's it going? I'm here to review the new Stack Flake White from Rublev. Just came in the mail, and I just wanted to show how nice the packaging is. They even show they even give you like a thank you card, which I never got from them before. So it's nice. And this is how it looks in the package. And I've already spread it out. And we're gonna be looking at it based on skin tones, mostly Caucasian and Asian flesh tones. And right out the tube, it's kind of hard to squeeze out. But then, yeah, I've never used this before, but it's actually very, very, upon first impressions, it's very easy to manipulate compared to the Kremnitz White, which I have from Michael Harding. And this is the one I've been using for the past year or so. And it's like the best thing ever for flesh tones. But I managed to get my hands on the Stack Flake White, which I really wanted to try. So we're gonna start off with the Kremnitz White. And as you can see, like when you stick your brush into it, it kind of has some resistance, and that's kind of a problem that I've been having with this, because it does kind of mess up your brushes, even if it's freshly squeezed out. And from what I noticed with the Stack Flake White, when you press it all the way in, your brush just kind of melts inside of the paint, which I really like. So it's not going to be too hard on the brushes, and yeah. So starting with the Kremnitz White, how I usually like to do the Caucasian flesh tones, or flesh tones in general. I start with Cobalt Violet Light. And then I put some Naples Yellow Light. And I just kind of get it until it's a brown color-ish. Then I just add some whites. And the Stack Flake White was $99 on the website, compared to this one, which was around like $85 for the 225 milliliters. Yeah, so it's about like 4 times more expensive than Flake White, the regular Flake White. And so this is pretty much the color that I base off my skin tones on. And then I'll usually add some other colors to taste, like vermilion. And then maybe if I want to cool it off, I'll put some cerulean, which I bought as a dry pigment, and I made it myself. So it has a pretty nice neutral tone to it. I usually use these for glazing, so I usually just layer the colors on top of each other, but that's pretty much it. And it's nice and flat, I suppose, because this is more, it is kind of stringy, but not as stringy as the the Stack Flake White. And so we're gonna move on to this one, and it's like so fucking stringy. Like even dragging it across the straight from the tube, it like has these little strings on it, which is pretty cool. And I think that's the only difference between the regular and the stack, is the texture, I believe, because this is my first time working with it. And I have used titanium for like the past 3 years, and then upon using the Kremnitz white, it's like so good because it keeps the vibrancy and whatever else that paint has to offer. Yeah, and the figures that I usually do with flesh tones, they're usually like hollow whites. So that's why I'm like bumping it up as high as a value as possible while we're still retaining the warmth that skin has. So this one's pretty well. I think I totally fucked up on this one. Yeah, I fucked up. And this one's actually pretty good. It might be too orange. I'm not too good with flesh tones, but since I layer them a shit ton, I have a lot of leeway in regards to flesh tones. So we're gonna test out. I'm just gonna show how it spreads across. Yeah, I'm liking the stack white a lot better. It really holds on to the shape. Like when you drag it across, it just sticks onto the surface. But then when you put your brush into it, it's not totally stiff, which is weird. Yeah, this one is stiff, but then when you drag the knife, it shows transparency because it kind of just moves around, I suppose. Yeah, it's hard to... Cause I would usually need to use medium to make it flow better, but the stack white, it just goes on its own. So yeah, it's pretty cool. That's pretty much it. And I have titanium white as well for the shits and giggles, but I never use this color except for specific purposes. Anyways, that's pretty much it. So yeah, if you like flesh tones, I would go for the stack Flake white, because I didn't even need to put any vermilion or cerulean to make it look decent. Maybe I could bump it up a little bit more. And the color is kind of dead because it's just purple and yellow. But add some vermilion, and that one is pretty decent. Let me try out this one real quick before the video ends. Kind of dragging a bit too long. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot harder to mix with the regular Kremnitz white. You really have to work your brush into it. But this is the only one I've experimented with. The Michael Harding one. It is cheaper than Rublev, so that's a plus. And the stack Flake white, I'm sensing like a bit more coldness to this one compared to the stack, like just judging by the transparency. And I'm not getting the same flesh color as the stack, unless I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, this is about the same amounts, I believe. And it's harder to pick up with the brush because it is stiffer. Yeah, I don't like to use a lot of paint either since it's expensive, I suppose. Let's try and get it. Yeah, it's like a big difference. Is it worth the money? Probably not, but if you're a fan of like doing kind of the old master technique of glazing and whatever the fuck you call it, like I'm enjoying this a lot, this stack Flake white. And if you're thinking about it, go ahead, get it, because it's been like 2 years since it's been sold, and you're only going to get like the best from Rublev, because while they do charge you up the ass, they give like the best quality shit, and their shipping is really good too. It came by in like 2 days, and today's a Saturday. So yeah, I enjoy it. If you're thinking about getting it, get it while you can, because it might not be available in the future because of paint laws and shit. Anyways, I like it. $99, I think it's worth it. I think it's very worth it. They only allow you to buy 2 per household. So yeah, thanks for watching.